Hey guys, this week on Kombativ, we're testing out the new spring-loaded bow staff, as well as some of the other new weapons we just added to the Kombativ.com website. But before you get it, just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. Guys, I am so excited this week because I finally get to show off the spring-loaded bow staff we've been working on for so long. You guys excited?
I'm so excited. Yes, I am.
Oh, but before that, I asked Amanda to go back into the warehouse and grab 3 of our newest weapons for me to review. She's boxed them up for me, so I don't know what they are. So, without further ado, Amanda, give me my first item.
There you go.
Awesome, awesome. All right, and it looks like we're going to have to pick a knife off the wall to open this guy up. I'm going to grab the same one as last week. This little knife is pretty cool. All right, so our very first item is the Tactical Hook Sword Cane. Awesome, good choice, Amanda. That's awesome. I love hidden weapons, so excellent choice. All right, so this one looks like one of the more heavy-duty sword canes that you can find around. It looks like it's made out of a high-strength aluminum. So the nice thing about that is we can actually use that shaft for striking if we need to. We can also use it for blocking. It's got a nylon fiber hook handle spiked tip on here too. So what's great about that is if you're actually walking around with your cane and someone decides to grab you by your shirt, you can use that spiked tip to like spike into the hand, pull it down. You can use it to spike into their neck. You can use it to spike into their joints, their elbows, their thigh, whatever. I mean, that spike is so valuable as a weapon. So I love that aspect of this. Now, this cane in particular has a compression fitting to release the sword, which is pretty cool. So that is both a good thing and a bad thing. The nice thing about that is that if we need our sword, we can easily pull it out and we've got our sword right available to us. So that's nice, but the problem is that if we want to do certain cane techniques like, say, hooks, we might not be able to do some of those techniques, but that doesn't limit us on all of our cane techniques. Like we can still do our strikes, we can still do our blocks, we can still do our joint manipulations, we can also still use the little spike there for different things. So unless you are actually super trained in cane techniques, you're probably going to be more effective pulling out that sword and using that sword than trying to use hook techniques with the cane. So that's something you kind of got to think about yourself. Now the blade itself is made from a 1060 high carbon steel. It's been sharpened on this edge here and it's been sharpened on the tip. And then we can also tell that there's a swedge on the top of it, which is nice because that makes it better for piercing. So let's go ahead and pierce this over here. Just test it real quick. Yeah, that's actually really nice. And then I'm going to try slashing with this as well, just to see if this thing is sharp. Yeah. Yeah, so that's not going to break on you. We can tell that the tang on this sword goes all the way through the handle there. Tang comes up to about here, which is about as far as tang could actually go on that hook. So that's a pretty good tang when it comes to this thing. We can also tell that it's got a rubber toe here on the end, so a nice non-slip weapon there. Now the overall length of this is approximately 39 inches. The blade length is approximately 25¼ inches, and the weight is approximately 2 pounds, 3 ounces. But one other thing I really want to mention is that when it comes to hidden weapons and things like sword canes, definitely check your local laws because you don't want to get yourself in trouble. But that's about all I have to say about this, right?
Yep.
All right, well, let's go ahead and put that away and move on to our next weapon. All right, thank you, Amanda. All right, let's see what this guy is. Oh, okay. All right, and our next weapon is the anti-grab stun gun. All right, so when it comes to stun guns, the difference between an anti-grab stun gun or an anti-grab stun baton and a regular stun gun is that the anti-grab stun guns actually have this little grab guard here. So if you're using your stun gun and someone decides to grab it from you, it's gonna shock the heck out of them. In fact, I think it was about 2 years ago, Amanda and I did a couple different videos with these, and we did one with this actual same stun gun, and then we did one with the anti-grab stun baton, right? And I remember when we were doing the anti-grab stun baton, I had Amanda trying to stun me, and I thought it would be a great idea to try grabbing the stun baton just to see how much it would hurt. And it hurt so bad. In fact, it hurt way worse than if you were gonna stun my arm, my shoulder, anywhere else, because there's so many nerves in the hand. So I'm not gonna do that today. I am not going to grab this right here because it's so freaking painful. But I will let Amanda stun me still because we have to test these things out just to make sure that they are an effective weapon. So the first thing I noticed with this is that it comes with a really nice black nylon sheath. And that's pretty cool. It's got a belt loop on there, so we could hang it from the side of our body if we wanted to. But to be completely honest with you guys, I'm not a huge fan of these things when it comes to a stun gun. I mean, it's nice for storage, but if I'm going to carry a stun gun, I want to keep it right in my pocket. I want to have it ready at my disposal if someone were to attack me. So I personally wouldn't use that unless it's for storage. Now the case of this thing is made from a very durable ABS plastic with a non-slip grip, so that's going to give you a good, nice, secure grip on this. We can tell that it also has a wrist strap on it. Now this is not the type of wrist strap that has a disable pin on it, but it's going to give you a nice, secure grip on your weapon. Now if we take a closer look at this, we can see that we've got a switch right here. So the first thing we can do is we can push the switch up once, and then we've got a very nice LED light, which is great because you could use it to blind your attacker. It would also be really nice when you're traveling at night just to have a flashlight at your disposal. And then we can also tell that this has a battery status indicator light right here, which you don't see that very often, do you?
No.
No, that's kind of rare when it comes to stun guns, but I like it because it tells you if you actually need to charge your stun gun. And then we can also tell right here, if we look at that this actually includes a 130 decibel personal alarm. So in order to use that, all we have to do is just hit this trigger here, and then your alarm will sound. And the nice thing about that is if you're getting attacked, that'll alert everyone around you just to let them know that you're in trouble. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this out, but one thing I wanna mention is that if you do have earphones on, take them off because I don't wanna hurt your ears. So, all right, here we go, guys. Now, if we slide this thing up one more time, we can see that the stun gun is ready to rumble, which is pretty awesome. And look at the electrodes on this thing. Those are some really heavy-duty electrodes, so those things aren't going to break when you're using it, which a lot of stun guns, you see the electrodes are kind of thin, kind of easy to break, so I love that aspect of this one. So the manufacturer claims that this is approximately 120 million volts. If you've watched my videos before, you know that we don't take that number seriously. It's very difficult to measure the actual voltage coming from a stun gun, and the manufacturers know that. So they just kind of choose a random number that's similar to other stun guns that are around the same size and put that on their stun gun. So the way that we like to test a stun gun to see how strong it actually is we like to listen to the crackle. That's usually a good sign of how strong it is. So let's go ahead and listen to that. Okay, that was pretty loud. That's pretty loud. And then look at that electricity too. I mean, that's gonna be that's gonna be pretty painful. And then the other thing we like to do is stun me just to see how effective this stun gun is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand this stun gun over to Amanda. Okay, and how should I do that this week so that okay, I'm gonna keep that knife away from me. I'm just gonna go over here. And then why don't you shoot up for the shoulder would be good. All right, whenever you're ready. Ah, jeez! Okay, that was a pretty good one. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. It always, after I do that, I always am just a little sweaty and a little bit, because it's scary. It's honestly a little bit scary. The thing with stun guns, though, that I do need to mention is that in case they're not strong enough to take down your attacker, it's very important that you know other self-defense techniques in addition to carrying the stun gun. Now, the length of the stun gun is approximately 6.5 inches long, and it weighs about 5 ounces, so that is a pretty lightweight stun gun. But is there anything else I need to say about this, guys? No, I don't think so either. So,
unless you want to grab it.
No, I don't want to grab it. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing away, and let's move on to our next weapon. All right, thank you, Amanda. All right, let's see what this guy is. I always get so nervous whenever I pull out those stun guns. But I feel better now that it's over. Unless this is another one, Amanda. She's done that to me before a couple times in past videos where it's been multiple stun guns. Oh, this is cool. All right, I like this. All right, and our next weapon is the Black Ops Trench Knife. Ooh, is that not a mean looking knife? I like that. All right, so first off, we can see that this comes with a very nice heavy duty nylon sheath with a Velcro belt loop. That's kind of cool, right? Like, one of the things I don't like about belt loops is you have to actually take off your belt in order to put them on, so it is nice having that Velcro belt loop so you can just kind of slide it on really easily. But you guys don't care about that. You want to see the blade itself, so let's go ahead and pull this out. Oh, wow, a Tonto tip. I love this. That is an intimidating looking knife. Look at that. Beautiful, right? All right, so the blade itself is made from a 1065 high carbon steel with a black finish. And then the handguard is made from a very heavy duty cast metal with a layer of thermoplastic on the palm to help with shock absorption and grip. So that's nice. I mean, because if this is a trench knife, we're not only going to be using this for stabbing, but we're also going to be using this for striking. So I'm excited to test that stuff out. Now we can also tell that we've got this pommel spike on the end, so we can use that as a glass breaker, or we can use that as an additional weapon, which is nice. Now the blade itself, ooh, is extremely sharp. And that tip, look how sharp that tip is. That is a very, very sharp tip. The blade is full tang, goes all the way through the handle down to that pommel spike down there. And then as far as grip goes, we can hold this in forward grip. That's actually really comfortable. Let's try holding it in reverse grip as well. All right, in reverse grip, it's fairly comfortable as well because I can rest my thumb on that spike up there. So I've got pretty good control of that in reverse grip as well. One thing I do want to mention though is check your local laws because there are a lot of very strict laws in certain states when it comes to trench knives. So you don't want to get yourself in trouble. Definitely check your local laws. So let's go ahead and test this guy out really quick. All right, so first off in forward grip, let's go test that. Okay, that's pretty nice. I mean, that Tonto tip held in there very nicely. In reverse grip, let's test that really quick. Okay, I got some pretty good momentum on there. That's nice. I want to test out that knuckle guard too. Let's see how much that hurts. Oh, wow. That didn't hurt my hand at all. And look at those little gouges that put in there. All right, I'm going to do that again really quick. I mean, that did not hurt my hand at all. So that is a cool knife when it comes to striking like that. Now this pumpkin's about to fall out though, so I'll push that guy back in. Let's see. Now the blade itself is approximately 7 1/4 inches. The overall length is about 12 3/4 inches, and it weighs about 1 pound 3 ounces. Is there anything else I need to say about this? Not really, right? It's a really cool, mean-looking knife. I love it. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put this away. And let's move on to the spring-loaded bow staff that I've been so excited to show off. All right, Amanda, give it here.
There you go.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so first off, before I even open it, I'm so excited just to let you guys know that this patent-pending design is actually made in the United States right here in our combative headquarters. So that in itself is just awesome. And we've been working on this thing for so long, just testing it, making it better and better over the years. And we have what I consider to be the perfect weapon. So first off, you do have the option of buying a nice black vinyl case with this. So that will keep your weapon nice and secure in case you decide to travel with it or something. But you guys don't care about the case. You want to see the weapon itself, and that's what I want to see as well. The center section is made from a very sleek and durable stainless steel. Doesn't that look beautiful?
Amazing.
All right, and then if we hit the button right here, look at that. That is so cool. So these little telescoping shafts are made from a heat-treated, heavy-duty steel that is going to be so strong and durable for you. We're going to go ahead and test that out. Don't worry about it. One of the questions that I get all the time with all of our collapsible staves is, can you do thrusts with the staff? And that's actually an excellent question because as a martial artist who's used bow staves, I know how important it is to be able to thrust with your weapon. So the answer to that is yes, you absolutely can do thrusts with this weapon. And the reason why you're able to is because in order to collapse this, you have to strike it very hard against the ground. So if you're striking it against something that's like a softer surface, like a body, you're gonna be able to thrust against it just fine. So let's actually test that out on the pumpkin here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Boom, let's go ahead and thrust. Look at that, right into it. Oh, geez. So at least we know we can thrust with it. That's pretty nice. Another thing that's really cool about this too, I'm gonna go ahead and collapse it really quick, is that you have the ability to pop out each side individually. All you do is you kind of just hit the top of the button there, popped out that side, hit this side, popped out that side. So that's pretty sweet in itself. But let's go ahead and test this thing out just a little bit to see how strong it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this stuff out of the way so we can test it a little bit. All right, everything's moved out of the way. Let's test this out a little bit. Here we go. Look at that. All right, let's try striking this guy. I mean, that's smashing it. And the bow staff is still great. Let's break this thing. All right, I think we did a pretty good job against that pumpkin. Go ahead and close this. And here's the test. Boom, still working great, still in excellent condition. I mean, this is an awesome weapon, so I love that. Now the overall length of this when it's open is approximately 70 inches, and then when it's closed, it's approximately 30 inches, and it weighs about 4 pounds, 9 ounces. So that is a really nice weight for this heavy duty weapon. Now, one other thing I need to mention is check your local laws just to make sure you're not doing anything wrong. But if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. And check out Kombativ.com because we've got the spring-loaded bow staff as well as many other new weapons we've recently added to the website. But until next week, stay combative. But not too combative. You don't want to get yourself in trouble or end up in jail or